I've got my automatic high beams on, just making sure that's doing what it's supposed to. The sensors are picking up just fine. Everything is going just fine. I'm going to show you how to change out both the high beam and low beams and the vertical fog lights on a Gen 4 Ram. Again, this is 2018 Ram Laramie. Stay tuned. Now on the Ram Gen 4 headlights, so this is kind of interesting. What you got to do is some generations in here, I'll turn on the light real quick. Well, there we go. You normally, in a lot of vehicles, there'll be these bulbs there for the headlights. You can unscrew them, just reach in there and do it, or you got to take off a part or two. Ram is not so good about that. So what you have to do is you have to take this off. You have to take that off totally. And then there's some long screws down the bottom, and then there's a screw right over here under this pad here. And same way on the other side. So you got to have a extender, a long extender for your screwdriver, or not your screwdriver, but your driver. And so your socket wrench is going to have that. Otherwise you're not going to be able to reach it. Then underneath, and this is where lifting the truck up will make it a lot easier. It's hard to see. I'll turn on light. And right there, see that right there? That's a little tab. So what you'll do is there's a little plastic piece. I'll try to show it to you. You push that up. That kind of releases that, and then you can just kind of push that out, and those headlights come out. That's how you have to do it. You have to take out the headlights. Some people will take off the grill too. I try not to do that. There's no need in doing that. So I'll take off the headlight. Once I take off the headlight on both sides, then we can take off, or we can change out the lights. Very simple issue. And then you put them back in the same way. You come over, and again underneath here you have that black plastic thing right there. What you'll do is you'll take that plastic tab that's pushed up, pull it down, and you're set in place after everything's screwed in. You put that top piece back on. Bob's your uncle. And then under here I'll show you how to do that. That's a different process, but should be fairly simple, I hope. So let's get started. Take this off and see if we can go from there. So just gently just kind of wiggle this around, pry it up any way you can. These are not the easiest things to come up, so be very gentle. They make nylon ones of these. It doesn't matter. Use metal, nylon. You can see where I broke that off. So be very careful. That was from a previous attempt at this project, doing the lights. So then right here, just gently wiggle it. There you go. If you have to get up under it, you can. However you can do it. I think this one may actually have to get up under. That popped up easier that way. So I'm going with that. Now I can get up under this. Get some extra leverage. There we go. There's that one. There's that. And this one slides out from underneath. So once you got all these done, I can just slide that out. I ain't got to pop that one. So that's good. Move this off to the side. My plants there that I'm playing around with. Alright, I've got the truck lifted up. You can see right there under fender well is that one tab that I was talking about. Got the access port. And then right here, right under this, just got hit in the head with some water. Anyway, but right here is the light. You can see the light right there. So what I'm gonna do, just do it. Take this just turn it. Let me go ahead and disconnect. Oh no, dropped my light. Pull that out, turn that sideways, and that should come out. Alright, there we go. And this is the 9006 Sylvania. And like I said before, we have the 9006 and the LED, so we'll just replace this. Alright, got this in here. Got my work light right there on the frame. Rams don't have a lot of metal, so it's good to have a work light that has a magnetic element and a frame to actually touch to it that's metallic. Turned in there right, and then plug that in. There we go. That's done. Do the same thing for the other side. Alright, we got the light popped in, and we're going to snap it in. That's that. Alright, for the panel here, all you gotta do, put a little tool in here to get between it, underneath it, just kind of wiggle and pop it out. And then up in there, I'll show you that in just a second, there's a little lever that you pop up, and that releases your headlights. It's hard to see, but up in there is a tab. What you do is you push that in, and that will cause the actual light to become disengaged. Alright, it is the next day. My radiator still has a leak. Fixed one thing, another part I can't get to. So unless I can muster up a miracle today, we probably won't be able to show in this video how to do how it looks while I'm driving. But if I don't, I'll do another video. I need to get this out because this is right before Thanksgiving. This is when most of the purchases in America take place, and Rimthin has been fantastic to work with. I think these would be great gifts for anybody that's wanting to modify their car. So, you know, a nice little stocking stuffer. So that's the reason why I'm doing this video. And I want to get it out in ample time because they've been fantastic to work with, and I want to do them right. Alright, we got a bolt here and a bolt here. And pardon the dog, neighbor came home, so there's dogs barking everywhere now. And somebody's got a leaf blower. But anyway, right here and then right here. So opposite sides of this grill here, you will find the bolt. Now this is a size 10 metric. I wish that there was a law saying that you could not use metric in American stuff, but there's not. You know, that's the measurement we use for most things. So unless you get into scientific fields, everybody uses SAE measurements, and makes it a lot easier. There's no corresponding SAE in most hand tools to a size 10 metric. That's the reason why I dislike them. If there was an equivalent where I do kind of apples to apples, that'd be one thing, but there's not. We're going to take this off, and then I'll take the other one off. Okay, so what we've got here is I just loosened it up, taking that, put that there, and I'm just removing it with my fingers. It's a lot easier with my fingers to get it undone. There we go. Now I've got a extender. This is going to go down into here, and what you'll notice is I took a little bit of paper and got it on there to kind of hold this steady. And got this there. The reason why is that this really doesn't, if you don't have a piece of paper or something sticky or anything, I took a piece of paper towel and stuck it down there and shoved it on there. When you try to get it out, you won't be able to get it out. That's the reason why I did that. So I'm going to be here for a while doing this, because there's no easy way of doing this one. Like all things in my life, nothing is easy, so I'm going to see. It's acting like it's wanting to screw out or come out, but it's not. I got a magnet seeing if that would work, but it's not, so I got to keep on going. I'll be here for a while. Somebody, wants to send me something for electric drivers, that, you got a company or something other, I would appreciate that. Alright, so this was free spinning. And so this right here is just a little trash grabber. I don't even know what they're called. This just has these 4 little prongs that come in and out, and has this little spring device to push them in and out. And that's what I was able to get this out with, because it wasn't coming out with a magnet, it wasn't coming out with anything else. So this has been difficult to deal with in the past. I'm gonna go do the other side, and we'll go from there. All right, so this tool is called a internal grabber. It's called a magnetic claw flexible reach tool. It's called a bunch of different things, but that's what it is. Alright, so now we've already taken that out. There is a bolt right down there, coming down here, undoing it. Use our little handy dandy device. Come down here. And there it is. I've seen people use magnets, I've seen people use everything else, but this grabber has been a godsend. And I think I paid, I don't know, I bought this years ago. I think I paid $3 for it. I'll put what the name of this is later in the video, but for now we'll put that there. We'll put this up. What I love is that I can just wrap it around itself and it'll stay. I don't use this a lot, but when I do need it, man, it's indispensable. A lot of guys, like I said, love to use magnets. This right here, I just think it's phenomenal. All right, put this there. That comes right out like that, because we pushed that tab earlier, and that plastic tab is what kind of controls everything. There is a right here, it's hard to see, but right there's a piece of plastic. We're going to pull that out, and then that allows us to get to right here. And then this right here is a electrical see, like that. We'll just pull this out, disconnect it. I'm trying not to drop my thing, so that's the reason why I'm being a little bit gingerly with it. One out, and you see this metal piece right here goes right here into that that plastic piece, and then there's a piece of plastic up in here, little tab right here. You can see that, and then that comes down to hold it in place, and then you push it back up to let it out. So we pushed that up, so that's good. We'll go to the other side, take this out, gonna make sure that tab is, that's the problem. This plastic tab is a pain in the tuchus sometimes. So again, reach into here. Come on. It's not disengaging. That's the reason why. I don't know why it's not disengaging, but it's not disengaging. And that's holding it in place. Come on. Come on. Alright, so I had to push a little bit out here, had to wiggle it around. Again, there is a little plastic piece right here that pops in. There's another piece too, but I don't use that. And then this right here comes out. So we're going to work this out like that. Perfect. Now we got another problem. These, oops, careful Ken. These right here are a smaller nut, and my 3/8 inch driver does not fit that. So what we're going to do is see if we can't find something that the driver will fix. Alright, so there is somewhere, I've been doing a bunch of projects lately, and somewhere I misplaced my 3/4 inch to 1/4 inch, or 3/8 inch to 1/4 inch converter. So I've got a ratchet that should allow me to do what I need to do. This is a 1/4 inch ratchet, hyper tough, only the best for me and my channel. So Walmart tools, Harbor Freight tools. You can tell I'm a very discerning person when it comes to my repair stuff. I actually found a little screwdriver thing, make it a little easier. Put a converter on it. Don't like using a cordless or electric device for this, any type of power tool, because you can damage it very easily. All this is plastic, and I don't want to damage anything plastic. After all, this is my baby. I don't want it hurt. Okay. That takes off a lot easier. They're cheap, you can find them everywhere. I don't know what name of it called, but basically it's a screwdriver. It's a driver. Okay, I'm gonna put these in here. Now we'll get our lights. This is today's sponsor. So Rimthin, they got a different name here. It's RCJ on here, but this is actually the company that does this one too. It's Rimthin. And so we're going to take these and open them up. It says this is 100 watts, 12 volts, 12-20 volts, 35,000 lumens, CSP LED chip, 6063 aluminum heat sink. The operating temperature is between negative 40 and 176 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you're over someplace doesn't use American measurements, that's negative 40 to 80 degrees Celsius. It has a fan on it. I'll show you the fan in a minute. And they have 13,000 RPM, waterproof rating, IP67, which is good. Color temperature is 6,000 Kelvin. Lifespan of 50,000 hours and a 1-year warranty. So here they are. We've got nice little instructions. Always love the packaging. They do good packaging. So take one out right now. That there for now. So this is what they look like. Try not to handle the bulb. That's the reason why I got gloves on. So there's the fan that I was talking about. This right here is the 9005 HB3 light bulb. What you'll notice in here, this right here, this is the 9005 SL Plus. It's a HB3 as well. So what all of the you can see that there's some issues right there already taking place. So what all of the LED companies do is they just give you a LED HB3 9005. That is something that they all do. So we'll take that, put that in there, come in here. See if it needs this extra room. Might need the extra room from this to spin it out. Well, let's take this off and see if that helps, because it's not wanting to come off. Huh. Why are you being difficult? There we go. Just was being difficult for no apparent reason. They don't give you much room to work with in here. There we go. So this is just the regular HB3 9005. So what I'm going to do is take out the other. This will go in here like that. Again, they don't give you much room to work with here at Ram. Alright, so I'm changing out these, the ones that they sent me was the RCJ, which be fine, it fits in there, no problem. But they're not wanting to fit in here. So what I'm doing, I'm using these others and seeing if they'll fit. And seeing if maybe there's a change in the model design. Well, that's actually doing worse. We'll see, they look totally different, but they're both the same type of light. This is actually higher. This is actual, the length is different. So this is actually, goes in shorter. And it's actually shorter. So the design on these are different. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out and put this one in there because it's a much longer light, and it can handle that. I'm going to take this and there it goes. Just took a little finagling. So that goes into there, that goes into there. Now we can put the cover back on it. Bob's your uncle there. Whew. Ram does not make things easy. Very thin tolerances, and they are not expecting you to do any type of work where you're going to be improving upon their design. So if you're going to put a LED light in or whatever, they make it difficult. And like I just noticed, there's the slightest difference in tolerances between one brand within the same company can make a big difference. So we got in the was the high beams, we got the RCJ, and for the low beams we got the actual Rimthin. So just keep that in mind for this truck. Now my wife said it didn't matter, but she has a Chevrolet, and I'm not a fan of Chevrolets, so it bothers me to no end that Chevrolet did something better than Ram, because I dog cuss the Chevrolets all the time. I used to be a Ford person, and Ford did me dirty a few times, and I said I would never do them again. I'd never use another Ford, never drive another Ford. They had a bunch of recalls. They really did me dirty, and I just said I ain't doing that. The Ram has been amazing. This Ram 1800 or 1500 Laramie, it's 2018. It has done well. And with these Rimthins in them, it's gonna look sporty. We can just fix this little radiator issue. Get it going. This be a pretty bad truck on the road, or in the woods, or wherever I take it. I need to name her. I haven't named her. She's cranky. I don't turn her on if I don't push her buttons right. She starts making little noises like air compression things open up, all that stuff, kind of like she's trying to get my attention. She's a very cranky little girl. But she is sexy. Alright. There we go there. Perfect. Alright, now let's do this side. Don't want to damage anything, so I'm going to put it right here for now. Okay. Take this off. Take this off. Now, of course, when we go this way, it'll make it easier. It's the other side that was the problem. So just one light on one side that made it difficult. The rest was easy. Story of my life. Okay. Goes in. It's in good. Ah. Come on now. And this has a piece of plastic that's kind of up and makes it a little easier to go in. And this plastic is a little bit more difficult to fit around in. I don't know why, but it is. I'm going to take that out. It goes out like that. And there's like that. Very simple, very easy. Like I said, it's just because way Ram did it. They could have turned it just a little bit and make it a little easier to get in, but they didn't want to do that. That's a Ram issue. That's a defect with Ram, not with Rimthin. It's a tolerance issue that the manufacturer created with the vehicle, not the light bulb company. Okay, that's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, clean these off real good. I want to clean these exceptionally good, at least on the lens, because I want to put a lens protection coating on here because I don't want them to fog up on me. So while I have them off, I might as well do that. So I'll be back after I get some Windex and get them all cleaned up. Okay, so this tool is called a nut driver. Sometimes they'll have a ratcheting mechanism and it's called a ratcheting nut driver. Sometimes it's called a ratcheting screwdriver. Before we go much further, I wanted to explain this tab piece here because most people don't talk about it. Alright, so this tab, if you'll notice right in there, it's got some slots. And that slot, when you put it in, it kind of fits in. When you pull down, it's kind of angled a little bit. It kind of fits over and comes down, but sometimes those slots will get stuck, and so that's why I was having the problem with on this passenger side light, is that it just was stuck and you had to wiggle it and get it down. Alright, so that's something to be aware of, but it has to go up to let go of the light. It wouldn't let go of the light, and it has come down to lock the light in place, and so there you go. So what is this square thing right here is what goes into that little hole. You can see it's kind of like that, and this right in here is square, and that's holding that in place. So square peg, square hole, and that's something you just need to be aware of. Alright, one thing that Ram does that other car companies tend to not do as well is that they have a really good protective coating on their lights. Their lights tend to stay clearer longer than other lights I've seen on the market for other brands' cars. So what I've got is a headlight coating. Once a year you need to spray your headlights, and since I had these off, I was going to go ahead and spray this with a coating. It's basically just kind of like spray paint, but it's got a UV coating. Don't want to any runs or anything. There you go. That's all you gotta do with that. I'm gonna let them sit. They say that it needs to cure for 24 hours, but if you let it sit for about 30 minutes, it will be totally dry to touch. They say 3 to 5 minutes by like 30. Gives me time to get some lunch and settle down. So I'll be back in 30 minutes. I'll be a second for you, and we'll get these installed. Alright, so let's get the passenger side in first. Slide that in like that. Now put that in. Well, we'll just put it right there. Right now, put that there. A little difficult to get right a lot of times. Now, that goes in there. Run your hand up in here, find that plastic thing, jiggle around if you need to. Then it goes down. Once it's down, that's good. Right before I get it too tight, go ahead, take a piece of paper towel. Actually, I'm going to take a piece of this slightly damp paper towel. It'll be thicker. And I use paper towel that's got kind of a, I don't know, like a cloth-like weave. And the reason why I do that is because it's more durable. It's a very popular brand. But any paper towel would work. There we go. Go. That's in there good. Wish we had room to put a socket in there, but we don't. Alright, one light in, not bad. Now let's put the other light in and we'll go from there. Alright, so now we're putting in the next one. Remember, slide it in first, cause right here got a, I was going to show you all that and I never did. So let's show you this. This right here is what that's screwing into. And that is, it just spins around and spins around. It kind of catches a little bit. It's a very, I don't like that system, but I didn't design it. They didn't ask my opinion. So I'm gonna put this in here first. Seat that in, seat that in. This goes in like that. And then, with great difficulty, try to get that in like it ought to be. Like that. Perfect. Now, what we'll do, we'll come back here. Pull that little plastic piece down. That's in there good. This goes in here like that. Ram makes things a little difficult. You're gonna need some specialized tools, but the tools you really need for this, you're probably gonna use elsewhere. So it's not like you're buying it just for this install. If you need to buy tools, you're gonna use it again, trust me. All right, so this is kind of wet, a little damp. This is my little hack, something I like to do. My wife don't like it because she said she can't see where to put the thing at. Trying to fit the hole. She has a hard time, she can't see it, trying to find the hole to hit with a screw or a bolt. I guess that's more of a guy thing to worry about. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is we need to button this up under here. So all we do is take that, put that there. There's a little hole right there. Push it in, and Bob's your uncle. All right, she's buttoned up. Let's give her a test drive. All right, guys. So what I'm doing, I'm just showing you some regular downtown driving. This is just where I live, little town of Milton, nothing big. So this is what it looks like, well lit area, driving with these headlights. Alright, so this is normal light, normal low beam light. That is with the fog lights. Pretty cool. And let's go ahead, they turn this corner here. We'll go ahead and do a high beam. It's high beam. So pretty cool. Again, regular light, high beam. Man, these things are bright. I just want to thank Rimthin for offering these. This is fantastic. Thank you so much. Now I've got my automatic high beams on, just making sure that's doing what it's supposed to. The sensors are picking up just fine. Everything is going just fine. Got a car coming, we'll see it should stop. There we go, went down on its own, perfect.